What are some of your plans for this year, 2023?
Um, do you mean like um, overall? I mean,
Hmm.
because I have plans for the house. My
Right.
my plans for the house is to get it the carpet deep clean
Hmm.
and to get the house deep clean
Hmm.
and to go through all my drawers and all my closet and pull out all of the stuff that's not using and take it to the dump
Your
and
mass exodus.
reorganize.
Yeah.
For me, a clean house, um, clean carpet, organized closets and
Mhm.
drawers at the first of the year, to me, that signifies fresh start.
Fresh start. Yeah.
I feel like the first of the year, a lot of people make resolutions on, I'm going to do this. They have 10, 12 things that they're going to change about themselves. And by the middle of the year, they haven't achieved any of it because it's too much.
Hmm.
For me, I like to take a few things, I like to categorize a few things together, maybe two or three things together that I want to accomplish. And I mean, have a goal in mind where I want to have that done, but not the pressure of having to have it done right away,
Hmm.
but allowing myself to get through those three things first.
Yeah.
And once I finish those three things, then I set another goal for maybe two or three more things, depending on how big they are.
Yeah.
And then when I accomplish those things and put those in place, then I go to the next two or three things so that throughout the year, I can see those accomplishments. It's not like I have a whole list of things that I only got a little done here and a little done here and a little done here.
Hmm.
There might be some things that I didn't get done. I mean, get to,
Hmm.
but I can see the accomplishment of the things that I did. The first three things that I did, the second three things that I did.
Hmm.
Maybe I didn't get to do one thing at the end of when I look back, I can see that I did feel the accomplishment of the goals that I did reach.
Right.
Instead of having just a whole list of things and just doing a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there,
Hmm.
until you get to the point where it's just frustrating and overwhelming that I just stop.
Yeah. Let's
You
forget it.
know,
Yeah. So yeah, we mentioned in a previous recording how you know a year is a container, a month is a container, a week is a container,
hmm
day is a container, so on and so on.
hmm
Um, how do you how do you typically prioritize your goals as far as what you want to get done? Do you like go in order of preference, priority, desire? You know, because each thing, if I know you the way I believe I do, the things that you're getting done build upon each other.
right, right.
So, you know what I mean? How do you sort through what to do next, in your mind? How do you link the tasks together so that you know what set of things you want to get done first and how they connect to the next set? How do you select what you want to get done at what time?
I kind of go by just what declutters everything first. I go by what my priorities are. And, I like to, first of all, I like to declutter
Clear the
everything,
field
clear the
first.
field so that I can begin to put things in place in priority,
Hmm.
what goes next.
Hmm.
Because I feel like if you don't declutter, for me, declutter means, first of all, my house, like I was just saying, clean my carpet, deep cleaning in the house, clearing all the closets and all the extra stuff that shouldn't be there. Um, for me, that helps me to then prioritize what needs to. It clears my mind so that I can prioritize.
Hmm.
I don't like to prioritize with a bunch of clutter because
Right.
I can't really, I mean, you can't really see the whole picture, and you
Right.
can't really, you don't really know what to prioritize if you got a bunch of clutter
Because you're still
first.
processing clutter.
Right.
Yeah.
And thoughts from last year and things that you didn't accomplish and all of that.
Mhm.
So for me, decluttering my house,
Mhm.
and then I start the prioritizing.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I prioritize first after I get everything declutterized. Not to say that I stop doing anything else, but that's my main focus for the beginning of the year is declutterize. That's kind of why we chose to do a cabin or go on a vacation trip at the beginning of the year, not just because of my birthday, but also to declutterize our minds and our thoughts and and our feelings, and
Mhm.
to get all of the things that maybe we went through last year and all of that, clear the slate for that,
Yeah.
for our marriage, so that we can think clearly now and refocus.
Yeah.
All of that, to me is important to, we declutterize our minds and our focus and all of that. We bring that back online, bring the house back online. And then at that point, we start prioritizing, okay, in the marriage, we've cleared everything. We've gotten, then we start organize, okay, what do we need to do in marriage? What is our priority? What do we prioritize this year in our marriage?
Mhm.
Because the marriage is always going to be the priority,
Priority. Yeah.
but in that, what are we going to prioritize now that we're in a new year, we've had our vacation, we've reconnected, we've cleared the clutter from last year. We try to, at least. Now what is our priorities for that? And the same thing with my house. Now what do we put in order?
Right.
That's
Yeah. The trip acts as a bumper between last year and the beginning of the year, and just to give you a little space to breathe and calibrate and lay everything out, see what's going on. And yeah, do you feel that we have connected on this trip adequately enough?
Well, this trip has been a very unusual trip because of some of the issues with family that
Yeah.
is very ill, very critically ill, and some of the other issues from the outside.
Yeah, external stuff.
that
External stuff outside of our control has kind of put itself at the forefront of where we normally are at this time of year.
Right, and usually we don't allow anything from the outside to be a part of our trip. At the beginning of the year, we usually kind of just isolate, put the phone on silent, and let's
Just focus on each other. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this year has been we haven't really been able to do that. Your best friend is ill, and your thoughts and your heart is with her, and helping her with her kids and everything, and your mom just got out of rehab, and so you're trying to manage that and be there for them. And
it's been a lot that has happened within the last couple of months.
Right.
between my family and your family. You
Right.
know, you've lost your aunt. You have an aunt that is
Another one that just had a
just had a
stroke. Yeah.
stroke.
So
I have a best friend that's in the hospital that's critically ill. My mom was critically ill for a while, and then she went into rehab, and she's doing better. But you know, we're still dealing with some issues there.
yep.
Um, and of course, we got, you know, a little
Kiddo stuff. Yeah.
kiddo stuff,
Swallowing
you know,
marbles.
yeah, man, you know.
Yeah.
So there was, you know, there is a lot to process this time on
Yeah.
the trip. But I feel like overall we have connected to the extent that we can,
Mm-hmm.
considering all that has happened. And these things are, you know, are not things that are in our control. These are out of our control. Issues that we haven't had to deal with, thank the Lord, you know,
Right.
up until now. And I feel like, you know, even though this trip wasn't like our usual trip, it still was good for us to step away and reconnect as much as we could,
Right.
and, you know, not be in the center of things happening
Yeah.
and trying to connect,
Yeah. Just
you know.
from 1 year into the next without taking a breather, probably would have ended up being. It would have ended up making all of it more stressful. Yeah.
And, you know, said all of that to say this, that as a married couple, it is very important to take some time away and spend it together, regardless of what is going on. Some things are out of your control, but you still have to find time to get away and reconnect, you know, on the level that you can.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to allow anything to take over your connection to each other. I mean, even go ahead.
I think what you're trying to say, correct me if I'm wrong, is that your marriage deserves protection
Right,
and investment.
right.
And it's important, regardless of what may be going on, whether it's external stress or internal issues, that it's important to prioritize investing in each other,
Right.
and protecting your marriage from these outside forces, because they're always going to be there.
Right.
So you have to do what you have to do, just like with health and protecting other areas of your life. You have to be intentional
Right.
about what you will and will not allow to affect your marriage, because the only two people in this marriage is you and I. Our children are not part of our marriage. They're part of our family.
Right.
But the only two people in our marriage is you and I. And so if two people that are in a union need to prioritize that union, and make sure that they do the things that nourish the connection.
And it might not be the same always.
Right.
You know, there are some seasons where you're able to nurse the relationship 100%.
Right.
Then there are some seasons where you're able to nourish it 75%.
Right. Do what
And-
you can.
Yeah. In other words, do what you can.
If money's an issue, or if time is an issue, do what you can.
Do what you can on the level that you
don't
can.
do nothing because you can't do what you want to do. Do what you
Right.
can do. If you
Right.
can't rent a whole cabin, can't get out of town, rent a room in town
Right.
for the weekend.
Right.
You know, there's all kind of ways to maintain being in love
Right.
with somebody.
Hmm.